again, it's important to note, no matter what age you are, having supplements, meaning nutrition, vitamins, minerals that benefit your health are going to help that aging process slow down.
Empowering you organically, delivering content you trust with results you love.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Empowering You Organically. I'm your host, Jonathan Hunsaker, joined by my co-host, TeriAnn and Jonathan.
Hey, everyone.
Today, we have a very special podcast for you. We are going to talk about the top 6 ways to reverse aging naturally. So if you're like me, starting to get wrinkles, already have some wrinkles, looking at ways to look younger and feel younger and feel better, this is the podcast for you.
Absolutely. There's no way to avoid aging. We all grow older and get sick, or do we? That's the question we're going to answer today. Although we can't completely avoid the aging process, we can slow it down by some of the things that we do in our everyday life. And we can even do things that help us to prevent disease from happening in our lives. There's a lot of diseases that are running rampant in our world today. And there's a lot of things that we can do to shore our bodies up, to prevent aging and keep those diseases at bay that would also increase our aging. So here are 6 ways that you can help reverse the aging process in your life.
Drum roll, please. Oh, sorry.
Number 1, take key supplements. It's super important that your body has proper nutrition, vitamins, minerals, all of those things that our body needs to be extremely healthy. By the proper intake of vitamins and other nutrients, and by following a few other healthy practices, some of the things we're going to talk about today, at any point in your life, these can be beneficial to extending your life and years of well-being by 25 or even 35 years. So again, it's important to note, no matter what age you are, having supplements, meaning nutrition, vitamins, minerals that benefit your health are going to help that aging process slow down.
I mean, really, the aging, it's just the body breaking down, right? And so the more nutrients that we can give it, the healthier that we can be, the more that we can push that off, right? And that's what anti-aging is. I mean, we're all going to age. We're all going to eventually get there, but can we slow it down? And in a lot of cases, you can reverse it in the sense that maybe you're 55 and you look 55 or 60. You could look 45, right? You could feel 45. Now, we're not going to reverse it Benjamin Button style, right? And go back to looking like we were 21. But we can take years off of our looks and even how we feel with proper supplementation. So, I mean, I got to say, one of the best supplements is collagens. Taking a powdered collagen, like our clean sourced collagens, is phenomenal. I mean, we've done podcasts about this. We'll have them in the show notes if you want to go check those out. But the collagen is really the glue that holds our body together. So everything from heart health, to our vital organs, to our skin sagging, to our joints, collagen, it's the top protein in our body. Taking a collagen supplement is vital for that. There's some other supplements that you can take too, like vitamin C, vitamin E, glucosamine, coenzyme Q10, CoQ10 is what a lot of people are familiar with there, resveratrol. So there's other supplements that really help. But, for me, collagens is a no-brainer to take if you're looking for not just looking better, but feeling better.
Absolutely. And can I just say really quickly, one of the beautiful things about life, and I say this often on the podcast, is each of us is so unique. Our bodies are so unique. It's funny because I often get asked, what supplements does Organixx sell? Should I take them all? What should that look like? And I oftentimes tell people, no, just because I am part of a company that sells supplements, I never tell people you should take every supplement out there. Again, each of our bodies are unique, and there are so many amazing tests out there, so many amazing ways to find out what your body needs, what it doesn't need, what it's high in, what it's deficient in. When it comes to supplements, be smart about how you take your supplements. I think there are some supplements out there that all of us need because our body just simply will decrease in those things over time. I think there are some supplements out there that if you're eating a certain type of nutrition, plan. I don't like to call them diets. If you're eating nutrition in a certain way, you may be getting a really high amount of X in your nutrition. You may not be getting a high amount of X in your nutrition. It really boils down to knowing your body and knowing what your body is deficient in and taking supplements that is going to help you get to optimal health. So yes, we believe in supplements. Yes, we don't believe that you can get all of the nutrients that you need just from nutrition alone, especially in this day and age, but be careful to do what's right for your body and take supplements that are good for your body. I think Jonathan brings up a really good point. All of us lose our or we decrease in our collagen production over time. All of us need more collagen as we age. That's one of those supplements that's pretty standard that everyone should be taking. There's other supplements out there that you just need to look at before adding them into your regimen. And as always, here's a quick tip for you. Don't ever start taking 2, 3, 4, 5 supplements at one time. One supplement at a time, take it for 4 to 5 weeks, see how it impacts your health, then move on to the next one. I want people to be healthy. And yes, while we have incredible supplements that can benefit your health, we want you to do it in a way that is smart and effective for you. Speaking of supplements, that's number 2 on our list today. Use the immune boosting and anti-inflammatory support power of medicinal mushrooms. If you are serious about anti-aging, you have to consider adding a mushroom supplement into your daily routine. There are so many amazing benefits to mushrooms. In fact, we have done podcasts talking about some of the incredible benefits of mushrooms in one of our products, which is a mushroom blend, 7M+. And most of those benefits are directly tied to anti-aging.
Yeah, I mean, mushrooms are phenomenal. And I know that they're starting to get a lot more publicity now. We've been doing it for several years because we know how effective they are. Specifically for anti-aging, shiitake and reishi mushrooms are phenomenal. What a lot of people actually don't consider when we talk about anti-aging, though, is also the mind and the brain and how that ages. Lion's mane is phenomenal for your brain. And I think a lot of people, we think about anti-aging, we think first and foremost, let's get rid of the wrinkles. Second, we think about let's stop making our joints hurt. But it's not until it's too late that we start thinking about our brain and keeping our mind healthy. And so for me, anti-aging, it's staying sharp, it's looking sharp, it's feeling sharp. It's a full blend across the board. Yep. And mushrooms are just our mushroom blend specifically, because we have so many in there, but mushrooms in general just offer so much benefit to our body.
Yeah, and Alzheimer's is on the rise. It's at an all-time high, and there's a lot of research being done now around the benefits of supplements that help with the health of your brain. And so mushrooms is one of those. There's a lot of brain supplements out there. Make sure you're getting supplements that are really good, high quality, organic, and clean. We have one called Ageless Brain that really helps with that. So just make sure you know the quality of your supplements, what they're doing for your body, and that they're really helping in that anti-aging process. Number 3, eat an antioxidant rich diet. Nutrition plan, I should say. I hate that word diet, but you really want to be consuming nutrition that gives you that benefit of food that is antioxidant rich. Besides mushrooms, fill your plate with foods that are rich in omega-3 fats, such as wild-caught salmon, and wild-caught is very important there. You do not want farmed salmon. Green leafy organic vegetables that contain high numbers of phytonutrients, berries such as raspberries and blueberries that have antioxidants called anthocyanins, which have been shown to slow tumor growth as well, and healing herbs like turmeric, basil, and ginger.
Well, it's interesting because as we have the conversation around anti-aging and longevity, we think about what stuff should I take? And oftentimes it's what stuff should you not take or should you not eat, right? So things like refined sugar, different wheat products, trans fat, artificial ingredients, all of these processed
natural
foods,
flavors.
All of these things contribute to us looking older or feeling older. So consider that just eliminating certain things from your diet can have you look and feel 5 years younger. Not just, do I need to go out and buy more stuff or new things or change my nutrition plan? Change your nutrition plan by eliminating the crap.
A lot of the food that we're eating in this day and age is food that we should consider as a once in a while treat, and now it's staples in our diets. And so really be careful what you're eating and what you're putting in your body. It's so important, and it can definitely increase that aging process if you're not careful.
Really quickly, while we're talking about nutrition plans, we cannot forget about proper hydration. So that can also have you age faster and have you look older and feel older than you should. So one of the best things I think is really just waking up with a tall glass of water. I think far too often we go straight to the coffee pot to rehydrate. We go straight to other drinks, orange juice, stuff like that. Whereas I think a good half liter of water right when you wake up, because your body is so dehydrated from going the last 6 to 8 hours of not having any liquids, that if you started off right with just water, and I know there's the fancy stuff of ice water, lemon water, just drink some water, right? And it'll make a big difference. And it'll also help with your appetite. It'll just help, it starts your day off in such a different way than going straight to the pot of coffee.
Yep. And if you want to get really advanced with that, you can look at doing Berkey filtered water. So that's another option as well.
You are advanced.
Advanced. Number 4, get plenty of sleep. Older people often have trouble sleeping, especially women in their postmenopausal years. The reasons for this are plentiful. Stress and anxiety, as well as hormonal imbalances, can play a part. Making rest a priority can do wonders for your daily energy levels and clarity of mind. I cannot stress sleep enough. We've done podcasts on stress and how important it is for your health, how important it is for your emotional health, mental health, and physical health. I know for myself, the more sleep I get, and this has been something I've had to really work on the last year, and it's really improved my health. Sleep is so critical.
The studies are coming out abundantly about the importance of sleep, about living longer, aging, all of that, that we really do need 8 hours of sleep. And I know that we can wear it as a badge of honor, right? I get by on 4 hours of sleep, or I only need 5 hours of sleep. Yeah, but you're aging yourself much faster. You're not giving your body enough time to really cleanse itself and repair itself, not just physically, but mentally. I mean, the dream state, all of that happens, and it helps us live longer and healthier. And so, and it's not just how long do you lay in bed, but what is the quality of your sleep, right? So there's quick tips around making sure that the room is cool. They even have cooling pads that you can put down, making sure the room is totally dark. There's other simple tips to not just lay in bed for 8 hours, but sleep and get deep sleep if you want to live longer and look younger.
Yes, and you can check out our podcasts on sleep to find out more tips around that. Also, just one last quick thing on sleep. That is one of the places where you cannot get time back. When you lose sleep, the way it impacts your health and your body, you cannot make that up. So it's something so critical that you need to be aware of when it comes to your health. Number 5, exercise your mind. You may think of activities such as doing crossword puzzles, learning a language or musical instrument, or reading a book as ways that you can keep your mind active in later years. But these activities are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to how you can boost your brain power. Stress relieving and focusing activities such as meditation have been proven to improve the strength and length of telomeres, stretches of DNA at the end of chromosomes, which protect our genes. We've talked about telomeres before, and they keep our chromosomes from fraying and clumping. Shortened telomeres are associated with aging, as well as cancer and high risk of death. A 2015 Canadian study linked evidence of longer telomere strands to meditation when compared to those who did not meditate.
That's interesting. I'll tell you something else that's interesting. I feel like if you listen to this podcast, you're going to have to listen to 6 other podcasts, because every number we go down, we've done a podcast or 2 on each one of those. We did a whole podcast about telomeres, talking about that with aging. So if you want to learn more about that, just check out the show notes at empoweringyouorganically.com. Yes, that was a quick plug. But that way you know where to find links to all of the other podcasts that we're referencing here, or where we go much deeper into the detail. What about Sudoku? Does Sudoku help the brain?
I'm not sure if you do Sudoku.
I do Sudoku. I love Sudoku on the planes, although it can get frustrating when you go to the harder ones. So I stick with the easy ones for now.
Well, now we all know how Jonathan keeps his brain fresh. A few other tips to keep your brain fresh and not age so quickly when it comes to your brain. You can do activities like creative visualization, repeating affirmations, and doing something like emotional freedom technique, which also clears energy channels for physical healing, according to the principles of Chinese medicine.
Emotional freedom technique, EFT, so otherwise known as tapping. I actually know the guys, Alex and Nick Ortner over at the Tapping Solutions. known those guys for years. They have a phenomenal product around that. I think tons of free information on that. So if you've never heard of EFT or want to learn more about it, check out Tapping Solutions. I don't know if they still do their yearly World Summit, but we'll have links to that in the notes as well.
Yeah, and what it really can do is keep you in a positive state of mind. It can also keep your brain, you know, on its toes, if you will, which helps to slow down that aging process. You gotta stop.
I feel like we're having fun with this podcast because it's about the brain. So we're just being all catchy and jokey and all of that.
We're not even going to edit this out.
No, you're not going to edit this out. Let's just keep on going.
Sometimes it gets punchy in the podcast, people. And right now it's getting really punchy. We're just trying to have a little fun to keep our emotions boosted so we don't age as quickly. Number 6. Keep moving. Hundreds of studies have correlated even moderate amounts of exercise will lower blood pressure, lower incidence of diabetes, and will increase longevity and happiness overall. Take a walk, swim, do some yoga, dance to your favorite tune. You don't just have to go be in the gym and lift weights, which I love to do. But if that's not your thing, there are so many other ways you can move your body and really get that physical activity in. Even just moving your body 5, 10, 15 minutes a day more than you normally would is absolutely going to benefit you and your health and help to slow down that aging process.
Well, we've all seen the studies that talk about sitting being worse than smoking. I'm screwed. I smoked and sat a lot. So now I'm moving my body a whole lot more to get healthier.
Making up for it.
I am making up for it, but it really is true. I mean, we spend so much of our days sitting on our butts and not moving. And it's affecting our whole body. It's not just affecting our posture. It's not just affecting like the aches and pains that we have, but it really is aging us because the blood is not flowing. You know, our lymph are not, it's not flowing through our body the way that it should. We're not detoxing the way that we should because we're not moving, we're not sweating. All of these things weigh into it. So it's not about going to the gym and how many bench presses can you do and things like that. It's just get up and get your steps in. I mean, I've been learning more and more. I mean, it's really get your 10,000 steps in and it'll make a world of difference to your body. So it's not something drastic that you have to do. Just move.
Absolutely. And it's important to be mindful of how long you sit and rest. If you have a job where you're sitting for long periods of time, don't forget to get up, move around, get that blood flowing, get that respiratory system working, and don't sit for too long. It's so important for the health of your body. So there's our 6 tips for helping you to slow down the aging process: taking key supplements, eating healthy organic foods, drinking fresh filtered water, plenty of sleep, exercising the mind, and moving your body regularly. So let me just say, these are all things that I practice every single day. I take these things very seriously. There was a point in my life, and I've talked about this also in another podcast, where I was extremely unhealthy, even though I was thin and I thought I was eating healthy and I was running. I really wasn't at optimal health. I took my health into my own hands, and just these simple tips that we talked about today and being very committed to them changed my life. And so just a few months ago, I had a full body scan done. I'm in my 30s, and the body scan showed that I was 12 years younger in my body than I actually am at my current age. And I can guarantee you, had I done that body scan just a year and a half ago when I wasn't healthy, I would not have had those results. These simple, quick tips are things that I have implemented in my life every single day, and I have seen the huge payoff for doing them, and I've loved it. I feel better now in my life than I've ever felt at any other time in my life.
I was going to tell everybody that we're both in our 60s, but then you ruined that. So look at how we look by just following these 6 tips.
No, I'm 75.
So, I did a similar scan not too long ago that showed that my actual age was 8 years younger, despite smoking for 20 years and living in a very unhealthy lifestyle for many years. It just goes to show it doesn't take long to make these changes. So yes, I started my health journey 5 years ago. It really got serious in the last year and a half. And it's changed everything inside of my body. It's changed how I look, it's changed how I feel. And so it's never too late. Get out there and start doing something, right? And you don't have to implement all 6 of these things at once. Just do a little something, right? Just focus on your sleep. First and foremost, get a little bit more sleep. Once you have that tackled, let's focus on our diet a little bit. Let's add some supplements in. Let's make sure we're drinking some water. These little things add up, and you will have people commenting on how you look, and you're going to know how you feel in no time. I mean, I'm telling you, 30 days, 60 days, doing collagens. I'm going to give a quick plug on this. Loading collagens. If you want to see a big difference and have people notice it, load up on collagens, do 3 servings a day for 30 days, and watch what happens to how you feel and how you look. I recommend Clean Source collagens if I were to suggest any. And I mean, we're getting all kinds of feedback from other people doing this. So you can see a difference quickly, and it doesn't have to come from creams and lotions and all of this other toxic filled things, so to speak. You can just change things internally and make a world of difference.
Absolutely. And, you know, Jonathan talked about changing his health about 1.5 years ago. And my story is very similar. You know, we talk a lot about things going on in our personal, you know, lives, his health, my health, and how we do things to make our health even better than it currently is. We're constantly working on it in our individual lives, but we hardly ever talk about our team here at Empowering You Organically, the Organixx team. We actually live and breathe our mission of health and living organically. And so I think it's been a mission of so many people on our team, our entire team, to live a healthier and better life. And if you were to talk to many of the people on our team right now, they would tell you, even just 1 year ago, looking back on their health, they're far better off now where they are. And it's a culture that we breed within our company, starting at the very top with our leadership. Everyone on our leadership team is active, eating healthy, taking supplements. I can tell you they're drinking a lot of water. I talk to all of them a lot. I know how they live their lives. They're committed to organic, committed to healthy. And that's why you hear us talk about these stories so often, why our timelines have specifically been in the last 1.5 years. It's something that we have really tried to build a culture around in our team, because we really believe this. Not only do we have these incredible supplements, but we put out this content to help people be extremely healthy. We live and breathe this in our company. Our team lives and breathes it. And even though these tips seem so simple, these are the things we live within our team that help us to live healthy, fulfilling lives every single day and to empower you organically.
I don't even want to add to it. I think it was so well said that I'm going to wrap up the podcast on that note. Thank you for tuning in. I highly encourage you to go to empoweringyouorganically.com, because we are going to have at least 80,000 links there to all of our other podcasts and products and everything else. And
Tony's like, I'm going to kill you guys. I have to go chase all of these links, but really good content to listen to for each of these tips.
Joni's our producer, for those that aren't aware. So she's watching us as we film this. So she's enjoying us.
Rolling her eyes at us right this moment.
Exactly. Seriously, go to empoweringyouorganically.com. We have tons of resources there. Listen to our other podcasts. We do all of this for free because it's changed our lives. And quite frankly, we get as much benefit out of doing these podcasts as you probably get from listening to them, because we're doing the research, we're living it, we're trying things out, we're learning things, and then we're sharing what we've learned with you, with the listeners. So I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you're getting as much value as we get from doing them. And again, it's all free. It's all just for you. So if you like what we're doing, go to iTunes and subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Also, feel free to give us a 5-star review, or give us a 5-star review, and also write something nice if you like what we're doing. It just helps encourage other people to listen to our podcast. Hopefully we can help them live a longer, healthier life. As always, be sure to check out Organixx.com. That's ORGANIXX.com. We do talk about supplements a lot, and we practice what we preach. And so if you're looking for the best supplements in the world, go to Organixx.com. And I think I've covered everything.
You got it all.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, everyone.